everyone, and welcome back to the Budding Entrepreneurs Forum discussion series. My name is Swaroop.
My name is Mohammed.
And I am Jeet.
So the topic for today is what it really takes to become an entrepreneur in 2025. So in today's world, where anyone with an internet connection and a phone can start a business, what really matters is the rate of failure that we see. And the startups are failing at a greater pace in today's world. So most of the startups that in India, we talk about specifically, in India, most of the startups fail during the very first year after they start. So the question isn't how to start a business or how to become an entrepreneur. The question is how to really stay in the game. So what are your opinion, guys?
In my opinion, a core reason why most businesses fail in their first year is because they do not calculate accurately how much capital they actually need. They mostly undershoot how much capital they need. They'll be like, okay, चल 10,000 महीने का हो जाएगा हमारा cost, but that 10,000 quickly inflates up to a price that they cannot handle. And in the first, as most people don't have many clients, most businesses don't have many clients, and they have to focus on getting those clients, this can really be a death blow to them. What do you think?
According to me, there are certain things that the company should manage. Firstly, they have to set limits of the income, like the expense you set. They have to set the limits of the expenses, that this much expense should be given to this particular thing, so that the expense does not exceed so much. Okay, and after that, there are certain limits, like they have to change according to the environment, like technology. If the technology changes, they have to change it quickly. Then only they can survive in the market. Otherwise, they won't able to survive in the market for a long run.
Yes, exactly. In today's world, the rapidly changing world, where we see newer and newer technologies coming up every day, every single year. So, entrepreneurs should keep up with this pace, should keep up learning new things always, so that they are always on the same page with the world.
You're absolutely right. The most important thing for a founder today is adaptation. They need to adapt to the market. 2015 was mobile driven, 2020 was data driven, and now in 2025, AI fluency is not enough. You need to be AI native.
Yeah.
Especially in today's rapidly changing world where every 6 months something new comes up, some new rule comes up that can potentially change an industry.
Yes.
So every entrepreneur that starts knows the bookish knowledge that they need a target audience, they need a right quality product, they need a marketing team. But the thing that they lack is they don't go beyond that. They need to think beyond that. What matters to the customers, how to handle customers, and the customer today is very smart. He knows what he is buying. He doesn't just know the product. He doesn't buy the product. He buys the company. So entrepreneurs should understand that they need to keep up a brand identity, a brand profession. That is really important for any entrepreneur.
Yeah, so according to a point that you said that actually the customers are buying beyond the products like that. So I recently had seen a reel of Vivek Bindra and that Rajamani, I think so. And what they had done is they had telling that Coca-Cola is a brand which customer buys for the taste, not for the product of Coca-Cola. Secondly, there are certain things like Disney sells their childhood, not the movies or don't have the lands like Disneyland. Okay, so there are certain things that customers are customers are going for the customer experience they're getting, not because of the products. Like if you get something like anything which you get into your house, you are not going to the particular. For an example, if I take Gucci, if I open Gucci stores in a slum, you won't go over there. But if you open that in a posh area, in a prime location, so you will go. Their experience will be a great to you. So customers are going for that, for a particular thing. If you don't give them to that, so even the brand is too big, the customer won't come.
Absolutely right. So entrepreneurs nowadays, they don't just need to focus on a product. They need to build a story.
Yeah.
In the past few years, we've seen advertisements that build a story. They show a family. They show the family going through something and then going to something and then getting into an accident and everybody's surviving. That's like the idea for a car ad. That builds a story in someone's mind. Like, okay, if this happens to me, my family will be safe.
Yeah.
You need to build a story.
I would also like to add to Jeet's point that there are two types of focus. A company should focus on two types of customer. There is one customer centric market and there is one product centric business. So product centric business is just focuses on the product, acquiring the required margins, increasing the profits. But a customer centric business is something that they provide a whole experience around the product. So for example, if you took look about Starbucks, so Starbucks provides a good experience.
Yeah.
They just don't provide the coffee. They charge for you about for the experience they provide. And coming to your point, the storytelling thing. So customers now really look into the brand for storytelling. Entrepreneurs should express their foundations, their story, how they start, what challenges they face, so that the customers connect with them and not just the brand.
Absolutely, transparency should be there. And building on your point about said consumer-centric markets, it's also important for entrepreneurs to note that they shouldn't build a business on what they think the consumers needs
Yeah.
or what they feel like they need. They should do actual market research,
Yeah.
actual trend
Surveys
research on
like
what
that.
they have to do. Yeah, because if you go into the market thinking that okay, this is what I feel they need, and there's a chance that they may fail because then they aren't sure. But if you do market research, you know what you're getting into. You know you know how much caps you have,
Yeah.
what cap you need, what you can estimate the trends to be. And nowadays, even market research has become very simple with the use of AIs. You can use ChatGPT, Notebook LM, Perplexity. So nowadays, you don't need a team to do market research. You can do it yourself.
It actually AI made it simple, very simpler.
Mm.
That you can search everything on the AI within seconds. You could get all of the data of last 10 years of a sale of a company within a second. Like ChatGPT, we use ChatGPTs in our classes regularly. Like if somebody asks us a question, so we'll do a ChatGPT, we'll get answer in a second and we'll give the answer to them. So it's like ki last few days back I have a marketing. So in my marketing lecture, the sir told that get the data for the past 10 companies which are famous, and you have to take out the data. I just do the ChatGPT and I get the data within second of the 10 companies which are quietly a very big companies like Cadbury, Maggie, and I get all of that in within seconds. So it's like that if you don't change with the technology, if you, the an entrepreneur is the one who changes with the technology, who adopts the technology much faster than other people, then only that the person can help the other business or his business to grow much faster than other people in the
Exactly, as I said, the founders nowadays they need to be AI native.
Yeah.
AI fluency is not enough to survive in the competitive market because the competition nowadays has increased so much. We see it every day. We see it in college applications. We see
Yeah.
it when you're competing for a group project, when you're competing for a position in a club. The competition has increased so much. So you need to actively learn how to use the tools that are available to you.
Yeah.
So another thing that matters for every entrepreneur is to have a social media presence over various platforms. Social, like there are billions of people on social media, not just in any single country. There are people around the world that you can connect with. So you need to have presence on all the social media platforms like Instagram, WhatsApp, your YouTube, and other medias that builds a community, and you can express your opinion, your thought, your products to the entire audience at a single click. What are you?
I really like what you said about the billions of people because among those billions of people, even if you're targeting a niche, there's a chance that if you get enough views, you will find at least one client from among those billions. Because there are different types of marketing. There is general marketing, there's niche marketing, then there is semi-marketing. Aisa. So on social media, even if you have a niche product, like if you target Airbnb, if you target this very niche people with the 1000cc bikes, there's a good chance that you will get those clients because social media allows you to access those billions of people, those hundreds of millions of people that are on Instagram and watch reels every day.
The data that social media has
Hmm.
that provides the businesses to target the exact audience, the
Yes.
right audience to target. So there you're not spending on everyone. You're spending on just the people who will be your future customers.
Exactly. Social media mostly takes an approach of you miss every shot that you don't take. So if you make a million shots, there's a chance that you'll get 100 of those. But in those hundreds of views, hundreds of ones will be good. Oh, you were saying something?
I would like to add something to this, that it's not only about social media, it's about many things. Like for an outsider brand to come into India, they need collaborations with the big brands. Like if Starbucks want to come to India, they need collaboration. They had collaborations with Tata to build a trust, that Tata has a trust among the Indians, that it delivers a good thing and a quality thing. So Starbucks uses Tata to build a trust among for their customer base in India. Likewise, there is a Suzuki which collaborated with Maruti for the cars selling, and they become a huge company. Now we know that as Maruti Suzuki in India. So there are few things that it's not only about that customer will come to you because of the social media. They might come to you because of the collaborations as well. Okay, so we need collaborations which are actually great, which are actually work like a trust for the customers. Okay, so in India there are Tatas which are known for trust. So Zara, Starbucks collaborated with them. So there are many such brands in India that give collaborations, and they might have certain paid partnerships or the partnerships they need on the basis of the percentage. But an entrepreneur should identify that which brand or which company should be the most appropriate one to do the collaborations with, and that can increase their sales in India or in any other country.
Hmm. This applies even to the small companies, not just the titans.
Yeah.
Because in order, especially for a small company to gain foothold in India, it is almost necessary that you have to partner with someone else in that country, so that you have a base of operations in that country, right?
This will also help in the research as well. They can get the data from the company they are in partnership with. So they can get the data, they can work on the data, and they can deliver the things that which the country people or the customers require in that particular country. What do you say?
Because when you collaborate, both the companies have their own target audience and their own trusted customers. So you have a very large audience to deliver new products,
Yeah.
your products. So there is a huge market for that. Definitely, entrepreneurs should target collaborating with different people, with different brands. That will be really profitable for them.
And one more thing, when you say collaboration, some examples that come to mind is Triumph and KTM that partnered with Bajaj in India in order to make their products and use their brand name. So they really gained foothold in this country because Bajaj is known for its trust, how reliable it is, and its good service.
Yeah, one more thing which is Bajaj is known for, it's an Indian company. So people
Yeah.
trust more than an outsider company. So in India, what happens is, if you are Indian company and if you are famous, the people will buy you more, buy for that particular thing more as a customer of middle class, not the upper class. Upper class will always go for a foreign product, I think so. But the middle class, when you target middle class, see the companies try to collaborate with Indian brands, outsider companies. They don't collaborate with the outsider brands in India, so that they could get the customer base, they could get research papers, data, and many more things. They could do marketing along with them, like Cadbury in India. They didn't do collaborations much, but what they do is they know at what point the customer should be targeted. For an example, if there is Diwali, they make emotional ads that attract people. Like it's Diwali, give them the gift with a sweet. It's a sweet. So okay. So they actually replaced sweet market in India with the Cadbury chocolate, which is actually impossible, or
It was thought to be impossible.
yeah, thought to be impossible by other companies, other brands in India. So what do you think?
Yeah, so that's playing upon the cultural dynamics of the country. Another example that we can see of this is McDonald's. In other countries, they sell different products that won't really work in an Indian
Yeah.
market due to a vastly traditional population. So instead of the Big Mac in US, they brought in the Mac Maharaja to
Yeah,
India.
yeah.
They brought in the Aloo Tikki because of the 20% veg population of India. It's very important for companies, especially the massive ones who want to come into the global markets. They need to customize their products to match the cultural dynamics of this country, of the country that they want to come into. They have to match with the styles of the demographics. For example, McDonald's collaborates with music artists in order to bring out new products. They collaborate with Travis Scott, they collaborate with BTS. Because that is what the younger generation wants. They want collaborations, they want these unique products, they want these limited products that will probably not be there in a month.
Further discussing about the topic, I wanted to ask you a question. Do you think hard skills like learning AI, learning technologies, and besides this, do you think soft skills also matter, like communication, building a connection. Do you think these skills matter?
Yeah, actually, to some extent, I think that soft skills matter more than hard skills, because in the real world, when you see, not the textbook, in the real world, when you see connections, communication, these skills will help you more in getting a job than your hard skills. Of course, hard skill also help you in getting the work done. But in order to actually get the job, you need to communicate yourself well. You need to make connections with people, because connections are ultimately what will help you in the real world.
Exactly. The trust you build, that builds up productivity. The people who really love the work they will do.
Yeah, your worth is your network.
Exactly.
See, I want to add one thing that, see, if there is two type of entrepreneurs. One is which is talk to people with a good communication is there, and other one is rude, but its work is good. So what happens is when the person who is a good communicationer will get more customers, will sell more and in comparison with the rude one, because it's always that the soft skill matters the most. Even if your product is good, and if you're not communicating with it that product with the customer, it won't sell, because the most important thing is communication. You will get connections with it, you will get customer base loyalty with it, you will get many things like there's a marketing strategy called word to mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you get that particular, you like we have talked about customer experience before. So if the customer experience is good now, they will do mouth publicity of that particular good, a particular product you are selling or the services you are giving to them. Because if they don't get the communication good, or if they don't able to communicate with the company, like if the company is taking feedback, and if they're not implementing that feedbacks, then customer will get frustrated, and ultimately the company will lose their customer base.
Exactly.
Like TVS. TVS isn't known for the best customer service, which has led to a disadvantage in people buying the bikes. Even though they make good bikes like the 200V, 4V,
Yeah.
people don't really attracted to it as much as the Patas N250 and N200, because they prefer the service and the service that they get, the customer service, the servicing cost, how the after sales services over the fact, because the bikes are practically the same.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is called organic marketing, as we know. Because organic marketing is the best marketing that any company can do. It's the best way to connect with people. People build trust. People are build your the trust you build is really important.
And word to mouth has also scientifically been proven to boost sales way more than any amount of advertising could. And authenticity always beats advertising. Customers nowadays, they can easily sniff out in authenticity. And during peak 2020, peak lockdown, there were tons of dropshipping bans. And people started finding out, okay, now I can, मुझे ये सब ऐसे भी Alibaba पे मिल जाएगा, why should I buy from them? They started sniffing out all of this stuff. Even now, when you go on those Instagram ad websites, you'll see that, okay, this website is designed, this is for only dropshipping. I can just go on Amazon and find this for like 10 times cheaper.
So, in my opinion, the key takeaways from this discussion is that you need to start, you need to fail, but the most important thing is that you need to continuously learn. Even after failing, you don't need to stop anywhere for achieving the success.
My key takeaways from this are that adaptability is king, and startup founders nowadays need to learn to build a story around their product and service.
Yeah, my key takeaways from this is failures are universal and discipline outlasts motivation. Thank you.
Thank you.